What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the GWOT Show. Hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for tuning into this episode. I'm your host, Jeremy. This episode is brought to you by my boy Craig Fleming at Fleming's Cleaning. If you're in the San Antonio area, please use code word GWOT13 for 10% off your next residential or commercial property. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook at the GWOT Goons. Go ahead and subscribe to the Spotify channel if you like to listen to podcasts on the road. Please like, comment, and share this content, okay? That's the only way we're going to get this channel to grow. We're almost at 200, okay? So please go ahead and share and subscribe to this channel. This next series in August is about everyone that is in the Afghanistan pull-up, okay? Whether this was their first deployment or their fourth deployment, all right? I have a guest on that. It was his fourth deployment, and the Afghanistan pull-up was only 30 days, okay? So it's a significant event in history, and whether it's from the lowest private all the way up, I really appreciate those who came on and talked about the pullout or the evacuation, however you want to talk about it, because it was a very significant moment in history. So without further ado, let's get into it. Darren Disroe.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, brother. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this, man.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it, man.
So, hey, man. So you know old Jay Lawson, huh?
Yeah, I actually work with them, man. Currently, I'm thinking about switching my jobs, man. Moving to something else. Not gonna lie.
Are you working at that thing too, that dome thing?
Yeah, NTC currently, yes, we work at NTC, but like I said, I'm trying to move on to something different. I think that's for like retirees and stuff. I'm kind of young, so I don't think that's really for me. But it's a good job.
Yeah, are you from that area originally or what?
Actually, no, I'm actually from Atlanta.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Mostly raised in North Carolina though, and I joined the army. And well, I moved to Vegas, graduated high school from Vegas, then I joined the army, and then I actually went back to North Carolina. So basically,
Yeah,
right back at home, pretty much.
yeah. How do you like Jay Lawson, man? He's a cool dude, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
He has some crazy stories, man. With him obviously having a lot more experience with than me being a GWOT, actually in the GWOT, and
yeah,
being in a senior non-commissioned officer role. So yeah, he's a good dude though, man.
yeah. I like him a lot. He was my platoon sergeant. I was his medic when I first met him. So yeah, he taught me a lot, man. I remember he chewed my ass bad one time because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, and he's a little silent assassin, dude. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, man, he's cool, man. He said you're a doc. He did call you doc. He said everybody loves doc. So I was like, yeah, I can definitely relate to that, man.
Yeah. So yeah, brother. Don't so I want you to. This is what I've been telling a lot of people, right? Because I don't know if you're into the podcast world or whatever. Like everybody's in love with like the special operations and the Navy SEALs, and even social media is right. Like you'll see stuff about Green Berets and SEALs, and like I don't want to. You said something about the GY, and dude, you did something very important for it, right? Like you were there during the pullout, and that ended a 20-year war, dude.
Yeah, I would say like, I'm very happy for what we like being a part of that, I would say. Yeah, it was very exciting, but like being a young guy, joining the military, going into the infantry life, I was thinking about just, obviously killing the enemies of the United States. So, kind of a little different, I guess, leaving Afghanistan, it was more so of a, how do I want to call it? More of like a what do you call that deployment? Like
like
a
an activation or what?
Yeah, well, it wasn't activation, but it was like we were helping them more so than like actually like doing infantry stuff, you know?
Oh, like peacekeeping and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, peacekeeping basically. So,
Yeah,
I learned a lot there, but it really opened my eyes being in Afghanistan, like seeing the movies, like, like you're looking like, oh, it's little huts, and then we go to Kabul and it's like a big city, and it was just like,
yeah,
man, this looks like Vegas, man. Like this looks
yeah.
like a city.
It's pretty nice, dude. I remember when we left, we drove from Kandahar to Kabul airfield right to Calf, and dude, it's like you said, it's a huge city, but the problem is there's no traffic laws there, and it's just wild, dude. Like people just driving, not giving a damn. They'd have kids on top of vans. It's like a whole. It's just wild, dude. Being in a third world country, a legit third world country, you know.
Yeah, it opened my eyes to that too. Like actually, like seeing like no police out there, like the A&A's just shooting at people's feet, and I'm like, what is going on? Like this would not fly in America, but it was very eye opening for me.
Yeah,
More say, I think not only me, but like some of my other buddies too. Like a lot of them, I think it shook them a lot, and they were like, yeah, nah, I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah. So, how old are you, by the way?
I'm actually 25. I turned 26
Damn,
in a couple
dude.
months.
Damn, you're young, man. So how long? When did you get out of the army or the
Uh,
active
so
duty?
so active duty side, I got out in 2023. So I spent my whole time in the 82nd, the 1504. Um, actually in basic training, I wasn't even supposed to go. I didn't even have an airborne contract. Actually, I volunteered in basic training. So I got through basic training. Like, who wants to go? We got people quitting. So I was like, why not? So I think it was a blessing in disguise. I actually got to go back home. I
It,
thought I was gonna go to the 173rd.
that probably would have been cooler, you know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the 82nd is where it's at. I mean, everybody has their opinion on that though, but
Yeah. So what made you? Uh, how was your childhood growing up, man? What made you join the army?
actually, I was thinking about it like in high school. I was in JRTC, but I left it because I was like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. I did it in North Carolina, which was the army portion of it. And
Yeah.
then I moved to Vegas and they didn't have an army portion. They had a Navy. And I was like, man, I don't want to do the Navy, man. I mean, I personally, I'm not a fan of water. So like, and just being trapped on water. So I was like, nah, man, I'd rather just go to the army. So I'd stop doing it. And then, like I said, after high school, I was kind of confused on what I wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? I've always thought about it. Let me just go to the army.
Did you have like did your parents serve or anything like that?
No, I have uncles and cousins that have served in the army or the Navy, but not my actual parents. I'm actually the firstborn of triplets, actually. So I'm a triplet.
Oh, dude.
Um,
Okay.
yep. So I'm a triplet. So um, be growing up with them, I was try to at least be a good influence on them and show them like, hey, we can do whatever we want in this world. We
Yeah.
just have to put our minds to it. So just trying to be a good role model for my siblings.
That's pretty cool, man. So like, how is it being a triplet? Y'all like y'all are probably competitive with each other and stuff like that, right?
Sometimes, especially growing up, they were identical and I was fraternal, so struggling with that because I was like, man, it's kind of hard to be an individual when you're literally attached to a group like your whole entire life. Like that's your
Right.
entire life growing up. Like everybody knows you in school like that. Your friends, your family, like you're one of the triplets. It's hard to say. They usually it wouldn't come my name. They're like, "Are you one of the triplets?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, it's just it was cool at times, but like kind of annoying.
Yeah. So like, were you guys like together in sports? That's why you guys were did a lot of stuff, or how did y'all?
Yeah, just actually just growing up, I was raised mostly by my father, so we had that
Yeah.
close bond in general, like, just doing everything together. We had to basically like everything. We dressed the same, we looked the same, so and you could just tell, even now, like growing up, the identical twins, they don't look as much as like I look more like one of the identical twins. It's kind of crazy to say.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Did they follow suit in the military or no?
Nah, man, I told him to, and like now I'm like, I told him, and I was like, look, and then once I got out of active duty, I'm like showing them all the benefits I'm reaping now, and I was like, told you guys to come with me, but I mean, I would support them if they wanted to go, but I don't think that's their type of cup of tea. They have kids and stuff now, so it's kind of a little hard to go. Back then, we were like all single, no kids, so.
Yeah. It's still, it does help with the family stuff a lot, the BAH and all that other stuff. The health insurance mostly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's up to them if they want to do that.
Yeah,
Currently, one works in like an oil field, so he's up in
yeah.
North Dakota, and then I have one he has a CDL, so he's a trucker right now.
Shit, dude. My best friend, he's in the oil field in North Dakota. They probably work together, dude.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, he lives in Montana and he travels back and forth from North Dakota to Montana. So that'd be
Yeah,
that. It's a small world, man. They probably would know each other.
Yeah, he actually lives out in Vegas, man. He just drives up. He either drive up or fly up, depending on how much a ticket is costing, or
Yeah,
what works for him and the guy that he works for. They both
yeah,
like live out here, so they
yeah.
drive together.
So you mentioned that if you want, I mean, you mentioned your dad raised you. So did you not have your mom growing up or no?
Uh, she was there, but really struggles with like a lot of mental health issues, and it was bad, man. So, like I think my dad was more so trying to shield us from that, like seeing that as kids, like
Yeah,
trying to shield it, but like, eventually as we got older, we would see it for ourselves, But
yeah,
he tried his best, man.
yeah. I know how you feel, man. My I was raised by my father too, and while my mom hasn't said it out loud, my biological mother, that she had mental health issues, I could definitely tell. Like you said, the older you get, and the more we become aware as adults, it's really rough, man. On like they push the whole father thing not being present, but like a mother thing is kind of hard. It's like really hard, actually.
Yeah, I think more so, especially like once I graduated high school, I struggled on the emotional side, like showing my emotions. Like it's okay to show emotion, So like really like because it was tough, man. Like especially my dad left Vegas, so I was kind of confused, man. So like I was like 18, just confused. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I didn't have my dad. I could talk to my dad, but it was like more so like I wanted him to be face to face with me. And then my mom, she wasn't really there, so it's kind of like just tough. So I'm
Yeah,
just like everything's just bottled in, and I'm just going through it. And like obviously
yeah,
my friends and family, they know, but like I don't really want to tell them because I'm like, it's like nothing. I'm just, just going through a phase. But now as like an adult, like, you definitely should talk about that stuff, man. Especially men. We got to talk about
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, that's part of the podcast too. It's like a lot of people struggle from the war and stuff. So like me, I struggle from the deployment, and then my mother issues too, right? Like the and like you mentioned to your point, the emotions, right? Like they teach you the loving aspects and stuff. Like your father loves you, like my dad loved me a lot too. It's a different type of emotional love, showing connection to like a different person too.
Yeah, my dad was very hardcore, man. He was crazy, man. He's crazy. He's still crazy, man. I tell him like, dude, you act like you're 25, man. You act like you're my age, man. You want to go party and go to the club and stuff. I'm like, man, you need to sit down, dude. You're like 60, bro. Chill. You gotta chill, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
like I'm over here in bed by 9, dude. Right?
yeah, you crazy. I went to the strip club with him when I got 20. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm never going out with you, man. You got me. You crazy, bro. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Do you think like the emotional aspect of your mom not being there led a big part in you joining the infantry, not so much just the army? Because like it's kind of a weird MOS, right? Like you're joining to like kill people, like that's a
I
lack of
I
better terms.
I think really I just wanted to do something fun. I think that my first goal in the army was like, all right, pick a job that you think will be fun. And then my second goal was like at least leave with like one school if I do leave, like when I leave active duty or when I get out. So
Yeah,
actually my original orders before I went to airborne school, I was going to the 101. So I was going to the 101st pretty much. So I was gonna probably have the opportunity to go to air assault, obviously, that's where they're at. So um like I said, thankfully I went to the 82nd. I'm happy for what I did, but
yeah,
I got my school, and then I really wanted a deployment too. I was like, all right, because I knew like I was like, if there's only certain places, obviously in the 18th Airborne Corps, like they're gonna go. So I was like, all right, hopefully I get the 82nd. So
yeah,
I was
dude.
very happy.
That's very commendable of you, man. Like a lot of people don't like to join the infantry is you're fighting for your country. You're literally like, you know what I mean? And regardless of how we all look at things, like it's still commendable of you to do something like that. Um, so like, what year did you enlist or did you leave the basic training?
I left in 2020, February of 2020. I think they had just transferred to a 22-week cycle, so I think it was like 16 before. So it was a
Yeah.
little longer basic training, and then it was during COVID. So man, it was weird, man. It was a weird
Yeah.
tough. It was
Yeah.
actually tough, man.
Expand on that, dude, because like I was in the box February 2020. So for everybody watching that doesn't know the box, we're talking about the NTC box. And what was it like, dude? Like you guys show up, everybody's wearing masks. Like what the hell's going on, dude?
Actually, it just had like popped off like we got to basic, we didn't know anything. Like they took our phones and stuff. Like I get through reception. I'm like, and like we're starting like week one, like Shark Week or whatever, and like we're going through it, and like our drill sergeants just come in there and they're like, hey man, like pack everything, like everything in your locker, pack it up. We're going to the
Yeah.
field for like a couple weeks, and we're like, a couple weeks, what's going on?
Yeah.
So, they're like, oh, like there's a virus out called COVID, we'll just let you guys know if like anything's happening, we'll keep you guys informed. But then we went out there for like 2 days, like a day actually, and then we just went right back to the barracks. And then we took everything out there, like, all right, you just stay here. So we started 6 feet apart, But thankfully, in my class, like nobody caught COVID. Obviously we did get sick from, coming from everywhere, but nobody caught COVID.
Right. That's cool, man. So like, damn.
We didn't
So
get
the
any passes or anything though. No passes, none of that. We didn't get any of that stuff. So that kind of sucked. But
oh, they get passes out during basic training now.
yeah, I think they give you like especially once you get through actual just the basic training portion and then you move into like the AIT part. I mean, it's
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
different
yeah.
for other MOSs because obviously you guys get like AIT, we just get OSIT, so it's just that one spot. So you get the drills the entire time, which they were we had some crazy drills, but just doing that and like actually giving ourselves a little break too, because I know the drills get burnt out now, especially like being at an NCO. I could see it. I'm like, man, I don't know how y'all can do that, but you know, just giving us a break to like just go out and explore Columbus, but we didn't even get an opportunity to do that, which was, I mean, it was all right. I wasn't mad about it, but I really more so wanted my phone, man. I wanted to be on my phone.
what is the atmosphere of the basic training? Because like when I went and other previous guests, you're the how do I say this, the most, I guess, junior person I've had on the show, and everybody, like, we went during the height of the global war on terror. So like it's kind of like a weird vibe, right? Like over there, like, hey, you got like drones, they started closing down major fobs and OPs and stuff. So like, what are they more concerned about the COVID? Are they training you for war? What are they doing?
Like I said, ours had just started with like COVID had just took off. It wasn't like super big, so it was kind of unknown. Like nobody really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So more so, it was just like training us, man. Like we got trained a lot on everything. We still got all the training that we needed. Um, like I said, COVID was there, but it didn't really matter unless like somebody in the
Yeah.
company caught COVID. So they weren't
Yeah.
really stressing about it. But they
Did,
did, have like 6 feet apart, all that
uh,
stuff.
did they tell you like, hey, the if y'all are active duty, y'all are probably gonna go deploy or anything like that, or no?
No, I mean, some of our drills didn't even have, obviously deployments. I mean, I think you just have to be. I mean, that's not no fault to them. It's right place,
Yeah.
right time. It's luck. It's luck of the draw. So,
Yeah.
um, we did have some drills that were like obviously special operations. So, one of our drills was Green Beret. So talking to him and like giving the background from him and just listening, getting that experience from him was like, all right, I think I picked the job. I picked the right job, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of hyping you up, right? You get that basic training fire, right?
Man, I was happy. And then obviously like, 75th came down and tried to recruit people, but I was kind of dumb, man. Like I didn't have the GT score for it. I was like, oh man, forget it. I'm not going to that. So obviously I had to take a class to get my GT up. So now I could have went, but I was like, nah, man, I'm done. I was done being active.
How was it to you, like physically and stuff like that, or mentally?
Physically, it wasn't really that bad, dude. I mean, obviously, I was a kind of I was very skinny when I joined the army, dude. I was like 117 pounds, so I was little, bro. So I just gained a lot of mass pretty quickly in basic training. Like it was just so quick. I was in the mirror. I was like, damn, dude, what the heck? This is like actually working out, like
Yeah,
getting physically fit, like and it kind of sucks to say, but I think like people who join the army, you should already be trying to. You either should be close to being like physically fit or doing it to get there because they'll get you there. But I think if you really want to succeed in basic training and like going into AIT, showing up physically fit will help you a lot more.
that's good, man. And then, so like during OSET, is that when they came down with the airborne stuff? Like, hey, who wants to volunteer to be airborne?
It was at the end, like right at the end, and like you had to go do a physical. So as long as you passed the physical, which was just like you had to like bend down. It was weird, and then you had to like make your eardrums move. Like, it was so weird. I've never done it before. She was like, "Yeah, I doing it. I don't even know how to explain doing it, but I did it, and I didn't even know what I was doing." She was like, I was like, "Did I do it?" She was like, "Yeah, do it for the other side." So it was weird doing that, and airborne school was fun, man. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah. So when you before you got your airborne physical and stuff like that, you said you were going to go to the 101st, and were you kind of pumped up? I mean that unit has a lot of lineage, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty excited, but I was like, man, I think I was like, man, that sounds cool. But once I was like airborne, like once I think I was so fixated on like, all right, I could jump out of a plane, which was crazy. Thinking of looking back on it, I was like, I don't know how I was doing that, but like just doing it. I think being like a just a private, like just listening to what everybody's telling me to do and like trying not to get in trouble. Like just do this, do this, do this, don't mess up, and you'll be all right. So just listening to that, I think the 101st actually would have been a cool, obviously a good place to go. But when buddies that went there, they didn't deploy, but they got schools and stuff. But I was like, man, I want to deploy. I want to deploy.
Yeah. Um, what made you want to like deploy so bad?
Man, the
Do your
money,
job, right?
the yeah, to do the job and the money. I was like, man, I'm gonna get more money. Like I get to do my job because my company. I think when I got to my company, they had got back from a deployment. They had went to Iraq like January. So getting into the company, oh man, it was bad, bro. It was bad. Like specialists, you know how it is, man. Once people come back from deployments, it's different.
Yeah. So you report to your unit what around like August, September
Yep.
of
August.
2020,
Yep. Late August.
and so they probably came back from a deployment probably like what 90 days before, something like that, maybe.
It was another like QRF like what it was like, hey man, we're going. So they
Yeah.
left, and I can't even remember. I think they had just got back either like a month before or like a month and a half before when COVID was at its peak. Man, they were like not showing up to work. Not essential personnel only, pretty much. So when I got there, they were like starting to finally show back up to work.
Yeah. How did you so for everybody that doesn't know, his unit was on GRF, right? And I think that's like what, like a 1 or 2 year thing?
It's usually like it's not that long. I want to say it's like 6 months. It's either 3 or 6 months where you're just like you're ready to go. Like your bags are packed. Like you can't drink. You can't be too far away from
Yeah.
the base. Like you can only be like a certain mileage, man. It's hectic. The op tempo is so crazy there. Like it's just you're constantly training and then like on a status to like, hey, you're going. If something happens, we're going.
Yeah. What are you hearing about the 82nd, right? Because like you get orders of the 82nd after airborne, and like what are like the infantry guys from the 82nd telling you, or what are you hearing about it?
Honestly, when I was in airborne school, most of the people who already were like infantry, they were gone, man. They were gone. If they were infantry, they had just graduated OSIC with me, so we were just all private. So we didn't know anything. So obviously I would seek out, talking to NCOs, who have been in the army before,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
senior NCOs. It was very weird being a private at a school where like they're like colonels and lieutenant colonels like jumping out trying to get their airborne wings. I'm like, dude, you're like super old and like you're just now trying to get your wings, man.
Yeah.
And a
Um.
lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries. It was
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, I can imagine. People love that airborne shit, man. I think they started doing. I don't know. You probably know more than me, but didn't they say they were gonna like stop doing airborne for like a non-essential personnel or something like that?
Yeah, so they cut back the airborne units, I would say, like the units, they're cutting them back. If obviously like the big units, 173rd, 75th, all other people who really need to jump, they'll obviously always have slots, but like other units, I think more so like the reserves and stuff, they're cutting it back. They're cutting it back.
Yeah. All right. So you get to the 82nd, man. What's your first day like with the platoon and the
Um,
company?
just nervous, man, just nervous. Like I was so nervous.
You guys got PT or no?
My first day, yeah, I showed up for PT. Um, actually, I want to say we rucked out to a range. I get to my room and we ruck out to a range the next day. Showing up was crazy. Like we had a dude who was there and he was drinking a monster and eating donuts. And like the sergeants were like, dude, what are you doing? We're about to ruck. And mind you, it's hot. It's like 90 degrees, it's very humid. We're going to kit, like full kit. So it's hot. So they're like, this is like a 5 mile ruck, man. We're not going fast, but what you're doing right now, not gonna. man, he catted. So I was like, this is I was so surprised like when it happened. I was like, this is the 82nd? Like what is going on? Like, you know?
uh,
So we go to the range, we leave, you know. I'm just still so nervous, you know. So I see one of the PLs and like he literally like he like walks past me, like I go to attention, like I go to attention, I like salute him, I just stand there at attention, and like he like walks behind me and he starts talking to me, and I'm like literally facing forward, but I'm looking over my shoulder talking to him, and I'm like,
uh,
oh my gosh, man, he's laughing too. He's like, what are you doing? He was prior enlisted though, and then later that night, man, they didn't even have a room for me, so I had to like go to my first sergeant's house. I went to my first sergeant's house. I had to stay. It was so crazy, like. I'm like literally sleeping over my first haunted house for like a night. And like he gave me some good sound advice, man, as soon as like when we were kind of alone and stuff. But he obviously could tell I was nervous, man. He fed me and stuff, but he was a good first sergeant.
yeah. What is the so you're on Global Reaction Force? Are they telling y'all anything else? You know, like the PNN rumorville, man. It's probably rampant, dude. Like, oh, we're gonna deploy like this day, or we're gonna do this and this and this.
Honestly, like during that before that deployment, I actually was doing like a BSIP class, which was helping me get my GT up because I knew I wanted to stay in the army, but I wasn't sure if I was going to stay active, if I was going to go reserve, I was going to change my MOS, like how what I was going to do. So I was kind of like trying to get my GT, all my line scores up, so I could like make a decision like, hey, I don't really want to. If I do want to stay, and I don't think I want to stay infantry, but I'll stay in the army. So I was in the class, and like actually, my brother texted me first before like I got any notifications. He was like, hey man, like, are you deploying? And because like he had seen it on CNN, he was like, "Yeah, they're sending like a bunch of troops to Afghanistan from the 82nd." So I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know. Like I was about to hop on the game and stuff. I'm about to play the game. So um I get the call. It's like Green Corvette, show up to your areas with all your stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just text my sergeant. I'm like, "Am I going to this? Like I'm in this school. Like, am I going?" And he was like, "Yeah, bring your stuff. Like you're definitely going."
So like before the deployment to Afghanistan though, like are you guys like you guys are obviously training a lot, right? Because you guys need to be ready like within the 72-hour notice, right?
Yep.
And what types of trainings are y'all doing? Like squad level training, like platoon
Yep.
level training, or what?
All the way up. We, obviously squad, well, team squad, man, I lost my train of thought. Platoon, company, the big stuff going into, obviously JRTC. So hitting all the big milestones, getting there and getting everybody trained on the weapon system they're going to use if we go. And then we go to JRTC, we jump in, you get all that stuff, and then we come back from JRTC and it's like, hey, next month we assume the IRB1, which is like, immediate response battalion, I believe. So you're immediate, like you're ready to go. So having all your stuff ready, your kit set up, your bags to go, because they have a layout for you. They have a bag setup that you're supposed to have. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, when I went on this deployment, man, I was dumb, bro. I was like, I'm not bringing all this stuff because I was like, man, it's a bunch of stuff I don't even need. So we get there, it was pretty dumb. I had um a combat top on the entire time because I didn't have a I didn't bring an actual like top. So I was like, man, we're going to Afghanistan. It's gonna be hot. And we go to Kuwait, it's gonna be hot, man. So I was like, I'm not gonna and my sergeant, he looked at me, he was like, Disroe, did you bring the packing list? And I was like, nah, I didn't bring it, sergeant. He was like, wow. But he was like, nah, it's all right. Like he wasn't mad at me.
So let's paint the picture here, man. Like, okay, so what did you call it? Green what? Green what?
Uh it's like RB1. So
Okay, so like you guys, okay, so it's getting to like, okay, so you're in the 82nd, January through like August. You're like, okay, we're training. You're trying to get
yep,
your line scores up because you don't know if you're gonna stay in the army, active duty rather, or you want to stay
oh yeah.
infantry.
Oh, you
But you're
are you
trying
talking about
to,
the class? You talking about the
yeah,
class that I was taking?
yeah. So like, I'm trying to paint the picture here. So you're like, you're in the class now, and
Yep.
then your brother texts you like, "Hey, are you guys deploying?" And you're like, "I have no idea." Then your sergeant, you get a hold of your sergeant. He tells you, "Yeah, you need to report over here. What is going on? Like, what are you hearing when you get there?"
So actually it wasn't like my sergeant it's like an actual like a automatic message literally calls your phone. So like they put you in a directory where like they call all the phone numbers at the same time. Like everybody gets to call.
Yeah.
And that's when I was texting him because we went to JRTC and then
When did you go to JRTC?
I want to say we went March that year. It was like either March. I want to say March. It was March that year, and I think. Oh no, it might have been later. It might have been May. I want to say it was March though, because it was cold. It was cold. It was cold. So I
Yeah,
think it was March. So um later that year, I was like, hey, I want to go take this class to get my line scores up because we had already trained and everything. Like we were all trained up and ready to go, but I wanted to take that class obviously I let them know like my leadership was cool with me going. So I was in the class like I'm still attached to my unit, but like it's like a what is it like a 4187 where
yeah,
you're
yeah,
just gone. You're on the base, but like your responsibility is to be at this class the school every day.
yeah.
So I was in the school and the company's just handling business as usual. And then that's when I get the call and that's when I text my sergeant like, hey, am I gonna go? Because I'm in this school, I'm not sure. But I was still attached to the unit, so he was like, no, you're going. And then it was during a weird time with like COVID where like they were like, if you don't get the COVID shot, you're not gonna deploy. Like, you have to go get it. This was before it was mandatory. So like, they were like, go get it, if we deploy, you're not gonna go. But then we deploy and everybody went, man. Like they saw like the numbers and they were like, if we don't take the people who are non-vaccinated, dude, we're just not gonna have the combat power. Everybody's going. We don't care.
What are so okay? So your sergeant, you tell your sergeant, and this is what time frame? Like August or what? Like they're
Yep, yep.
or is it late July?
It's like I want to say it's like lately July, early August.
Uh
I
huh.
want to say it was like early August because I think it was my mom's birthday coming up, so it
Yeah.
was like early August.
So you report to the company and with your bags and shit, and they're like, hey, what are they telling you?
Man, I didn't even have like a bunch of stuff, man. Like I was like, because usually when you deploy, you go get like more stuff, more,
Yeah, and all that stuff.
more, yeah, all that stuff. So I had to go to this place to get literally like issued more stuff. But when I get there, it's a bunch of people, like hella people, because it's like a whole brigade of people like preparing to go, and like I'm like dude, what's going on? Like, what, like, we're just standing in this long line. And then finally, like, some sergeant major walks out. He's asking people, he was like, who are you guys with? And they were like a BSB. He was like, dude, you're not even, we don't even know if you're going to Afghanistan, dude. You're not essential. He was like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, you do.
He was like, man, he was like, get the fuck out of line, man. What are you doing? Like, what are you guys doing? So I finally was able to get my stuff. So that took all day, man. Like the first day, it took all day to just get deployment gear issued, like more
Yeah,
plates. We got a new plate carrier and stuff, a new helmet. We got
yeah.
issued a bunch of uniforms and stuff. So just
So I'm
doing that, that was kind of annoying.
so I'm trying to understand here. So you get the call, right? You text your sergeant,
Mhm.
and then like, what is the time frame from the call to the actual deployment? Like, how many like hours do you have?
It was quite some time actually. So I want to say it took us almost like 24 hours to actually get into Afghanistan because it was
Okay,
just
so
crazy. It was hectic. It
all
was
right, so you
hectic.
get the call, you go to RFI, and then like after your RFI or whatever, you get all your deployment gear. What is your when you go back to the company, you guys are doing layouts. What are they telling y'all about? Like, hey, what are y'all gonna go do? Like, what are you gonna, you know what I mean? That's
Honestly, they didn't even know what we were going to do. I think they knew that we were going to help with the evacuation, but I don't think they knew exactly what was going on. Like, it was kind of like a cloudy picture that they were trying to form. But once we actually got to because we didn't the runway in on Bragg was like under construction, so we couldn't fly out of Bragg. Like we just couldn't like get enough planes to land and fly out. So we got on a bird, we flew to Charleston, which is a Air Force base, it's a joint base, and they had the runway. And then it was kind of like they started painting the picture. So they were like, hey man, like, we might jump in. Like they really didn't know. Like they weren't sure. Like, they were like, we might jump in, be prepared for anything, basically. We might jump in. We might be fighting off the bird. Like we'll land and we'll have to fight off the bird. I'm like, what? I'm just so surprised. I'm like, what? What are you guys? I'm just like nervous too because I'm like, still, I'm young and I'm like, bro, what? We're about to die. We're totally about to die.
Mhm.
Like, no way. Like, this is
Yeah,
crazy. So, just like the uncertainty, my platoon leader, he's like, guys, get right with God, I'm like, dude, what is going on? The chopper talking is talking to us. I'm like, oh
yeah.
man, this is crazy. So
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure I'm pretty sure like the briefings and like because it's so unknown, right? And all you guys know about is Afghanistan. They have a lot of crazy fighters over there, and I can imagine like, hey, President Biden's like, hey, we're gonna let's say we're starting the evacuation of Afghanistan, and it's gonna be rapid, right? So you guys really don't have much time to prepare.
yeah, so that too, like it was just like uncertainty. Like I was like, dude, what are our like and rules of engagement and stuff like that? Like if people are like shooting at us, can we shoot back? Like I'm just really worried more so about that. Then like I was like, all right, because like in my mind, I'm like thinking like, all right, as long as like Americans, all the Americans get out, I can really care less who leaves, in
Right.
my eyes, because I'm like that really is who matters to me. But like it was just hectic, especially like first getting on the ground. The first person, but once we got there, like he was like, "We're gonna fight off the bird." Then we get there. The first person I see is like this S1 chick, and she's like so tiny. I'm looking at her, and I'm like looking around, I'm like, "Dude, this is a joke,
Well,
right? You guys just told us we're gonna be fighting off the birds, or we might jump in." And the
how,
first person
how
I see is S1.
how many people in your platoon have deployed prior to Afghanistan?
It was actually a good portion, not to Afghanistan, Iraq. I don't think I think one maybe. I think one or two maybe have had appointment to Afghanistan, but they had been in like since like 2015, so they were a little obviously senior NCOs or E6s. So they not too many. Our PO was pretty young. He was pretty young. Um, I'm not sure, but I can't really speak about my other squad leaders.
Yeah,
Actually, so more so in the company, it was a good portion of like NCOs, like squad leaders and platoon sergeants had to went to Afghanistan. Other than that, Iraq. Other people just went to Iraq, pretty much.
yeah. Okay, so you guys go to Kuwait first, or where do you guys go? Manis.
Yeah, we went to Kuwait. Kuwait.
Okay,
We went to where did we go? We went to like an Air Force base on Kuwait because we were just trying to stop and just land and like so we chilled in Kuwait for a little minute. We got to eat some Air Force food. They got the best defects. So shout out to them. Shout
what
out to them.
what are you hearing in Kuwait? Like, how long are you in Kuwait, and what are you hearing like about Afghanistan?
It wasn't even that long. I want to say it was like maybe like 10 to 12 hours. Honestly, we weren't even hearing anything. Like it was more so like just being prepared, like, hey, like just get ready, like, have all your stuff on when we land and stuff. It
Yeah,
really was kind of like because nobody really knew what was going on, man. It was like more so like watching the news. Like we were in Kuwait watching the news and we are like watching people like try to get off the bird, like trying to get on the birds and stuff, and like, obviously falling to the deaths and stuff. And we are like, what
yeah.
the heck is going on?
How many days in August are you guys there till? Or you're still it's still late July.
No, I want to say the deployment was in August. It was like early August. It wasn't
Yeah.
late July, if I remember correctly. It was
Okay.
early August.
All
So
right. So go ahead.
so like total
You go from Kuwait, right? You guys are on the C-130, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are leaving at night. That's the thing that we usually do.
yes, yes, everything was mostly obviously leaving from Bragg was during the day, but night stuff was definitely yeah.
And then so you guys are flying at night. Like what is going through your head, dude? Like how are you feeling? You're how old are you at this time? Like what, 19?
Uh 20. I was 20 years old.
So
20
how are
years
you
old.
feeling? How are you feeling right now?
I
In
was
the
like,
C-130.
damn,
You're in the C-130, your bag's right here, your freaking gun, you're trying to you know what I mean? Like what is it? What are you feeling?
just anxious, man, anxious. I'm like, oh man, like I'm just more so what's going on? Because we didn't have our phones or anything, so it was just like, oh my god. So it really was just like obviously looking down the lines and just looking at my platoons and like all the people that I'm with and like just being there and like sleeping, man. I was trying to sleep, man. I was like, if I don't sleep now, I'm probably not gonna sleep. So I was definitely getting some Z's.
And okay, so you guys landed in CAF, right? You guys landed at Kandahar Airfield. And like you said, you meet up with S1, right? And then like you're a company, right? You're a company size element that's there.
Yep, at the time it was just our company. Obviously, we had some attachments with us, but mostly just our company. So we landed.
And
It's actually during the day. It was during the day. It was so hot, man, so hot.
yeah, so you guys are okay. So you guys get like the in brief, right, from like some high ranking official, and well, from that day that you guys land, what is the next like? So because you're there for a month, right?
It had been quite some time. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like that, I lost so much track of time because there was just so much going on, man. I
Dude,
was
yeah,
just thinking like.
you're like on survival mode, right?
Yeah, so I wasn't really thinking about like the exact time I was there. So
Yeah.
it was like a month, man. So
What
The
does the first week look like though? Like you guys are you're getting briefed, right? That you obviously are getting briefed. What are you getting briefed though?
Obviously, probably like that. With mostly was with the ANAs, like, hey, like these the ANAs are gonna be on these towers with you guys.
Uh-huh.
Obviously our ROE, um, and then people were trying to get on the base,
Yeah.
so we having to let them know like, hey, you can't. They were going through barbed wire, bro. So we had to put barbed wire up. We had barbed wire set up, and we were just watching those areas and just like understanding like, hey, this is your sector of fire. They had the Afghans had like old like Russian weapons, man, like an old Russian 50 cal, a PKM. I was like, dude, this thing looks ancient, bro. So just seeing like that stuff like sitting on the tower and understanding what was going on.
What are they telling you about ROE? Like, hey, shoot what? Or
Pretty much like you can't really do anything unless like it's like literally like hitting in your general vicinity, like nothing else, man. I was like, dude, that's like one shot can kill me, bro. Like, are you
yeah,
serious?
yeah,
Like,
it's kind of shitty, right? You're like, you need like, I need PID and I need to make sure I'm actually getting shot at.
yeah. So it's like that's crazy. So, um,
So
being on,
you're brand new, like you're still like an E3, right? And like,
yeah,
what
I'm
are
like a
you?
PFC.
And then so you guys are pulling guard, right? That's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so actually I was a gunner. I was a 240 gunner at the time. So unfortunately, so it was
Hey,
just
that's the
me
best
and my
weapon system, man.
yeah, I mean it was, but it just sucked carrying all that ammo, bro, because it's just two of you guys, man. So
Yeah,
it was just me and my AG. He was a good dude. Uh Sergeant David Harris, shout out to him. He's a cop
shout out,
now. So
shout out.
he was a good AG, so we were it's just me and him and an ANA on the tower. And then actually the ANAs left, so it was just me and him for a bit. And then
Oh,
we had some snipers on there that came out there.
okay. So hold on. Let's for people that don't know, you're on Kandahar Airfield pulling guard, right? And
Yes, yes.
okay. So Kandahar Airfield is huge. It's probably like the size of a normal municipal, like a normal city's airport. And so, like, what part of the airfield are you on? Do you remember?
So actually we're on it's a CIA compound actually. It was like a CIA compound, man.
So
So I can't
that's on the airfield.
yes, it was like set it was like to the rear of the airfield. So like it was to our backs were to the airfield. So we had to do a whole. It was just a weird setup, man. Like it's hard to explain. Like the CIA compound, it was on the airfield, but like you had to like walk out to walk off the CIA compound and then walk on the actual airfield. It was all fenced in and everything, but like it was
Yeah,
just. It was I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like a prison where it's like the prison is like the outer gate is right there, but inside it's still other gates you have to get to, if that makes
right,
sense.
right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And dude, it's the CIA, man. You like see these freaking people walking around, and you're like, what the hell is going on, dude? Probably right. You're like,
Yeah,
what? You're just so
man.
unknown, right? Because you're a private, and you're like, I have a sergeant here, but then you have the CIA right next to
They
you,
man, they
right?
were living life, man. I was
Yeah,
like, man, they got like they walking around with like nice decked out Glocks, man. It was crazy to see. Like it was like wow. And then obviously seeing it was some D boys on there, like you could just tell, man. So they were on there, like seeing them, and then they were just giving us equipment, man, like plates. They gave my first sergeant. They walked in and gave him like a whole rucksack. They were like, here, man, like an Atlas, like a nice rug, man, nice,
yeah.
expensive rug. They were like just bump helmets, everything, like just giving it away because they were burning stuff, man. Like they burned stuff for like the whole time I was there. The entire time, like I was
Oh,
literally right in front of the burn pit, and the entire time I was there, shit was burning. It was burning. I was like, "What is going on? Like, what
dude,
are y'all burning?"
you're about to piss off a lot of people that pay taxes. They're like, damn, we're just freaking burning all the equipment,
Oh
dude.
man, that really opened my eyes too. Like the amount of stuff, like not only equipment, but like stuff that we left there. Like it was just like connexes, like dude, connexes of stuff, like just. And we were opening them, bro, because like they were like, just have at it, like open them up and see what's in them. And we're opening them up, and it's like, what are we gonna do with all this? Like you're just leaving it there. Like we're just gonna leave it there.
is
Obviously
that
for the
is that what you're getting told? Like, hey, we're just trying to get as many like okay, so you're guarding, right? And what
Mhm.
else are you being told? Like who's gonna get evacuated? Who's got priority or who's got what? You know what I mean? Like what is the
Obviously, like civilians, Americans, like, hey, we're getting the Americans off, then that's pretty much it. That's all they're telling us, and we're like, hey, like this is the last day, like this is the final day we're gonna be here. They're like letting us know, like, hey, get ready, like this is the last day. So, they really weren't telling us the exact people. I will say I did see, you know, the previous commander of the 82nd, General Donahue. He was supposedly the last guy in Afghanistan, but he was giving Taliban some money, man. He was giving them some money, so I think we had a little pack going with them because
oh damn, spoiler alert.
so yeah, so
Uh,
yes, see.
um what so okay, man, this is crazy. Okay, so like the tempo is like what you're doing like 12 hours on for shift or what are y'all doing?
I want to say it was like something like that. I want to say it was either 8 hours or 12 hours. It wasn't bad at all. Like we literally like did the rotation change. We got to go. It got to a point where like actually like no water was getting like done anymore. Like they were gone, so toilets were flooding. It was gross, man. So people weren't
Yeah,
showering.
it's pretty bad, dude.
Obviously,
Yeah.
so obviously we were starting to stink and stuff. So we were sleeping actually in a warehouse type of thing. It was kind of crazy. We had somebody watching the MRE, some buff African dude. He's crazy, man. So he was guarding it. He was literally sleeping on the MREs, man. I got off my shift. I go grab one. He wakes up. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? Like, I'm grabbing an MRE, dude. I just got off
I can
shift.
I can imagine how chaotic it is, dude. Like it's like they're worried about evacuating civilians, and then like you guys are worried about getting attacked too. You know?
Yeah, it was kind of weird though, because like while we had obviously the guys on the tower, and then we had like enough people to have like a IRF, like a little quick reaction force as well. Like literally right there, like, hey, if we go, put your kid on, you're going. We had little driving vehicles to take them around, like little carts and stuff, where they were able to drive them around. So obviously my platoon leader, my squad leader, I mean my platoon sergeant, my platoon leader, first sergeant, commander, they would drive around and check up on us and everything. So actually sometimes in the warehouse, man, we got a shift dude. We were playing the Nintendo Switch, man. We were playing freaking Smash Bros, bro.
Yeah, yeah. It's like your little time away, man. We all do it. Like I mean, but when I deployed, I think the PS3 was still the thing. So that shows you how old I am. So like I'm trying to. So you guys are just pulling guard, and then how many planes are leaving a day, or how does the evacuation
It's
work?
a
You know?
lot, bro. It's a lot of people, like a lot of planes coming in, coming out. Like, just seeing it under nods. Like, we had got new nods too, like the nice ones. So we're like seeing everything, like, seeing the planes come and go. It was a lot of planes, bro. Like
Yeah,
at least like it was like 20 to 30 a day probably
yeah.
leaving. Might be less, but it was a lot.
Did you hear like any gunshots or anything like that,
Oh
or
man, every day, man. I mean, I was watching people get killed, man. Like we had binoculars, we were able to like literally like watch people dying, man. It was messed up, man.
so like you from the obviously like for people that don't know, man, like his ROE is not to stop the Taliban from killing the innocent Afghans or whoever they are. I'm not saying that they're all innocent or they're all Taliban, but like obviously from a guard tower, we look around with the binoculars or whatever we're doing, and you're seeing like the Taliban executing people, or
Yeah, yeah, like just straight out just killing people, man. It was messed up, man. That's where I realized like, this life probably isn't for everybody because, every we were all able to look, and some of my buddies he looked, and like he literally was holding binoculars and he was like shaking, bro. Like he was like I was
yeah,
like, oh man, bro. And it changed him, especially once we got back to Garrison. It was crazy, man.
yeah,
He was a different person.
man, it's crazy, right? Because like we're starting to let these Taliban people over here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. Like, people don't
Yeah,
understand. You can't
it, it,
change
wa-
that
it was
culture over there.
that was different too. Like, when we first got there, they were very actually the ANAs were very nice, always trying to like offer us food and stuff. But obviously they spent a lot of time praying, especially in the morning. Waking up, the little hour and a half they wake up to pray, and then immediately after that, it's just immediate gunfire, like just in the air. You're just seeing the tracers go in the air. I'm like, what is going on, man? Like,
Did you see any Afghans like actively trying to break into the compound?
oh yeah, all the time, man. Going
What
through
were
barbed wire,
what were y'all told to do with that stuff?
just put them in cuff them, put them up, and you gotta like walk them, kind of like walk open the gate a little bit and walk them, put them back out on the outside. It was crazy, man. The first couple days, the ANAs were kind of on the gate, like the security guards were there, but then after that, we just took over. So I have a funny story, man. So they were coming in, and the Afghan dude throws tear gas, but the wind picked up and blew it right back in his face. Like, so he's just like literally, I'm looking at my AG, I'm like, look at this dumbass. And like, or literally like just laughing at him because like because he stands there. I'm like, dude, you see it's blowing back. Get out of the way. But he just stood there and he's like, he's like, they come over and help him out. I'm like, dude, oh my God, man.
Right.
But
So
the
what
guys,
what were you doing the day like when those Americans were killed?
oh man, we were actually I was in the guard tower, and then they were actually shooting IDF at the same time, man. So, um, I was more worried about, hey, am I getting a CIB for this? You know, like just being childish, man, not thinking about anybody
Yeah,
else. But
yeah,
once it came down, like, hey, like this gate got hit with like a legit V bib, which is crazy because I think they had knew that that was a possibility. Like, because I was talking to a lot of the intel guys, the 35 guys. They had people that were there, the interpreters or whatever. They would read all this stuff, and like I'm like, do you guys know what this even means? And they're like telling us, and I'm like, so you guys, they're kind of like, obviously hacking the enemy stuff. So they're getting information, but I think the amount of time it took for them to like actually, it's kind of hard to, it was a lot of gates. So you're kind of guessing on where it could happen. But I think it was a possibility, but unfortunately, people lost their lives, but um I don't think they really knew exactly where the exact V bit was going to happen at.
did you hear the explosion and stuff?
No, I didn't even see it. Like I didn't even know. I was like, wait,
Because
what?
CAF is
Like
so
it's
big, right?
yeah, it's so big. Like the airfield is so big. Like I was like, what? Like I was just so surprised. I was like, and then that's when it really reality like really hit me. I was like, oh shit, like dude, like people are really dying here. Like we can like actually die here, bro. Like this is
Yeah,
serious. Like
the Taliban is still actively trying to kill us.
yeah, like this is crazy. This
Uh,
is crazy. Like, whoa. Like, cause I'm thinking like in my mind, like, oh, I feel untouchable, man. Like, oh, we're deploying. Like, we got the big guns. It's a bunch of us. Like,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
all here, man.
You
Like,
feel confident with
it
the
like,
platoon.
yeah, like I'm feeling good. Not only the platoon, but like thinking like bigger picture. Like, oh, okay, we got the D boys here. The 75th Ranger Regiment's on part of the compound. Like, we're good. Like, if we get into it, we're good, man. We have enough to. I would say hold them off from taking over. I mean, I think it would take them quite a bit of time, especially we probably need some reinforcements, but they would definitely have to earn, any type of ground they had to gain. So just thinking about that. But once that happened, man, I was like, oh snap, bro. Like this is like they're not playing fair, man. They're not gonna try to shoot us with bullets. They're just gonna try to blow us up.
Hey, what did they? So okay, so the attack happened and the Americans lost their lives. Like, what is your like your sergeant or the SOG? I don't know if you have an SOG, but like whoever's telling you that's in charge, like, hey, y'all on the guard tower, like, what are y'all like expecting now? Are they getting more intel
Just
or no?
just be alert, man. That's pretty much it. Like, hey, just be alert. If you see if it like just radio us. If you see anything, like, obviously like let us know so we can send it up so we can like, let them like the commander know. Because I think we had to like send it up to the commander to actually like engage anything. Like if we had to engage it, we had to send it up first and then, you know, then we could do it. So
Yeah,
it was definitely different after that, man. I think people were more serious about what was going on because, like I said, we were just shooting the shit, man. Like drinking smoothies, we're doing guard time for
yeah,
guard duty and stuff. But like, it's really like times where you can like chill and stuff and like play Mario Kart. But people were a lot more serious.
yeah. Okay, so you guys you're okay. The end of the what is it like after the attack? Like, how much longer till the end till you leave?
I think it was like 3 or 4 more days. So I think around like the day before, day or two before I left, because I left the day before like the main body, like the last people left. General Donahue, quote unquote, if he was the last dude. I don't know if that's true or not, but um
Yeah.
so it was me, a couple other dudes in our platoon, the more junior guys. We like literally like they were like, hey, you guys are gonna go back to Kuwait first. Um I went to Kuwait, and then my buddy. and him, my buddy, he went to Jordan for some reason. It was I know not Jordan, Qatar. They went to Qatar, and I went to Kuwait. So like we got separated. It was weird. Like we got on different birds. So um, it was
How do
kind
you
of
feel?
crazy.
How do you feel at the end? At the end
I'm
of the
kind of
Afghanistan?
I'm kind of like relieved more so because I'm like, all right, I'm going back to Kuwait, but man, I had other people's rucks and shit, man. I like had other people's stuff. I'm like, man, I don't want to carry all this stuff. Like it was heavy. Like some of our
Yeah.
platoon sergeants, they were like just like, here, take this. So my buddy goes to guitar. He's like, he takes the ruck. He's like, literally, he has no idea what's in it because it's not his ruck, so he doesn't really care. He's like, all right. So he's going through customs, and dude, like the dudes are like, they're going crazy because they're like seeing what he has in his bag. He's like, what? Like I don't. It's not my ruck. So. They see it, they're like, "Hey man, like, why do you have" he had like a whole combat load of ammo in his ruck. And the dude's ruck, he didn't even know. He was like, "Dude, I didn't know. Like nobody he didn't tell me." Well, he's
Yeah.
like, "Whose ruck is it?" He's like, "He's
Is
in
that
Afghanistan."
is that because of like the how speedy the process was to get out of there?
I don't think they wanted to carry the rucks, dude. Like, whatever was in those rucks, bro, they were like at least 130 pounds, bro. Those things were freaking heavy, man. I picked them
Yeah.
up. I was like, dude, you guys are insane. Like, what do you, and like they have like battery packs in there, plates. It was and like obviously like ammo and stuff. I was like, dude, what the hell? I mean, my platoon sergeant at the time was a massive dude. He was like 6'4" and like 280, bro. It was crazy.
But so when you're at the end of the Afghan deployment, like how do they know you're leaving first? Obviously, probably because you're a private, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make you go first with everything."
Pretty much, that's pretty much exactly how it went, man. They were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're gonna go first, and like just have all your stuff ready." They had
Uh,
like a certain amount of people they took from each platoon, so they took some sergeants that they didn't like, some team leaders. They're like,
yeah.
"All right, yeah, you're gonna go. We don't like, they don't like you, so
Yeah.
you
So
know."
how long is your first contract?
3 years, 3.5 years. So obviously the training, and then the 3 years.
Okay, so you're gonna be at year what? Like, is this year three?
Six.
Yeah, that's gonna be the third year, right?
No, actually, my deployment was 2020 21. So it was like my
Oh, okay.
second year in the army.
Yeah. So okay. So
Well,
how
is it my
how are
first year?
you?
Technically.
How are you? Look. So okay. So with your February 2020, now it's August 2021. It's already coming down to like, hey, I got one more year left, dude. And how are you feeling? Like, hey, do you think you could stay in or no?
Uh, I was kind of like leaning towards the fence. I was actually like in a relationship, so I was like, nah, I think I'm done. So I was like, I was thinking about it, and then I had got a new first sergeant. I think like my final year, he was cool, like and he kind of motivated me to stay reserves because I was just gonna get completely out. I was like, man, I'm kind of done with the army. I've done everything I pretty much wanted to do. So he came in and he was like. I think we did another JRTC rotation, but I had messed my back up like real bad, man. My back was messed. I had messed it up on a jump, and I was like, man, I'm done jumping, bro. Because I'm about to get out. I'm not trying to keep getting hurt. I'm like, the not more so. I was gonna get hurt, but it could happen. So, um, I was like, hey, man, I'll go to the JRTC for you guys. I'm not gonna be a piece of shit and like just not do anything. I was like, I'll drive. So we had like these new vehicles. They were infantry squad vehicles. So I was like, hey, I'll drive these. Like I'll drive. So, you know. I was on profile or whatever. So crazy story. Somehow I ended up rucking and everything. I wasn't even supposed to be doing any of that stuff, bro. I was like looking at my first time. I was like, dude, what the hell, man? I'm not supposed to be doing this stuff. But I like the first time so much, man. I was like, man, if you would have got here like literally like months before, I probably would have re-enlisted, man. But I think I'm already out the door, man. I already had my plan set on what I wanted to do.
And so you get out, man. How do you feel being part of the Afghan pullout or the ending of the GWOT war? How do you feel personally?
I feel pretty proud, man. I mean, sometimes it's like, damn, did I really do anything? But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like, hey, man, like you said, man, people lost their lives there, so just honoring them as well. Like they had the balls to go out there too. So um, being there, going and being there. So like usually when I talk to people about like going to Afghanistan, I'll usually talk about it. That's how I actually found out about you, man. I talked to Jay. I was like, hey man, I was in Afghanistan when we pulled out. He's like, really? And then he was like, I got a buddy that wants to talk to somebody who did. So shouts out to Mr. J, man.
Yeah, shout out Jay Lawson, bro. Shout out. How are you? how are you, for lack of better terms, coping with everything that you saw and did the it's a rush, man, right? So I tell people like going to war is it's different, man. It's a high you'll never get ever again in your life, dude. And whether you saw some people die or you shot at somebody, like you saw some explosions, man, it's a rush, dude. And it's like a feeling you'll never get back again, man. Like, and how are you dealing with this stuff? Like you saw the Taliban, you saw how they really were. Maybe you didn't fight them like I did or like the way Jay did, but you saw how they were. They're animals, for lack of better terms. And like, how are you dealing with all that?
I'm not gonna lie, like, man, when I was getting out, bro, like, I literally had like legit panic attacks, bro. Like, cause I was just like, everything was like hit me, like, oh, like your deployment stuff. Like, I'm getting out, I'm panicking, man. Like, it was a lot. I was having a lot of panic attacks. But like, actually, like, just talking to people, man. I talked to some people, got some help, man. Just talking about it, like, it was crazy, man. I will say it was definitely a rush, man. It's nothing like it. So, you know. As somebody who is like pretty much the last like bit of people, hopefully we don't go to war anytime soon, but I think just thinking about like, hey, it's a possibility, like that rush. Sometimes I get the urge. That's why I went reserves pretty much.
Yeah. And if it so for the guys in your situation, man, and this is where the year I'm talking about is probably like from like 2019, 2018 to 2021, that even Iraq, they could have went to Iraq or Afghanistan. And I want people to feel proud, dude. Like, would you tell them the same thing? Like, hey, you didn't fight like I did or like Jay did or your other leaders did, but you still did something, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, you still did your job, man. You went down and deployed downrange, man. You didn't get to, obviously shoot anybody, but I mean, not every mission is the same, man. So, understanding that too. So, I mean, there's always a time and a place. Sometimes you don't have to, help people with using bullets, or use bullets to help people. So, um, I think just being proud that, hey, man, even though you just were like just peacetime, just trying to get people out, that you did your job, man. You were security, man. I mean, that's basically what we are. Obviously, I wanted to do my job, so it is what it is. But like, it's. I think that type of stuff is really, like I said, the luck of the draw, man. You never really know. So, as
Uh,
long as you're staying ready and mentally there, I think it's okay, man.
yeah, man. You guys did good, man. And like I said, from somebody that was there in Afghanistan, and like we saw, even though we saw the basically the collapse of what happened to America there, I don't blame you guys. I blame the leadership, not like company or battalion, but like above, right? Like you're talking about the high level GSs or them people that are doing it. If you could give some advice for dudes that are struggling, man, like with the right, like I said, it's an adrenaline rush, man. It's a sense of purpose. You do the job that you signed up for. Like, what would you tell them today?
Um, with that, I would tell them, just continue to just, lean on your battle buddies, bro. They're there all the time, man. So they understand. I think I struggled with that when I first joined, man. Like I was going through stuff, man, and I literally had people like my battle buddies and stuff around, but I was trying to talk to family, but they can't really relate. The civilians can't really relate to what you're going through, man. They can't. It's just different. They don't know. You can tell them like, but they just don't
Yeah.
know because it's just different. We're
Shit,
all in the military.
it's even different for like people that weren't even in the same situation, dude. Like you're talking about. I'm not trying to dog anybody, but like okay, if you have an Air Force vet that was there, they didn't go over there, but they're just in the military, they're a veteran. It's not the same, dude. It's like a different. I'm not dogging them for not doing it. Like you said, it's a luck of a draw. It's just a different type of environment.
Yeah, so obviously, it just depends on obviously what job you pick. So, I mean, if
Yeah,
you pick in combat MOSs, you're probably gonna see that type of stuff. But
yeah,
if you like it just depends, man, because you could be supply in an infantry company and you see some shit.
yeah.
But it just all depends, man. Like I said, lean on your battle buddies, your NCOs, man. They're there for you. And if they're not, man, just reach out to vets, man. Like I think uh, vets have a plethora of knowledge. Like they know a lot, man. So talking to Jay, even other people in like where we work at, man, just talking to the old heads, man. I would say not saying you guys are old, but you know the guys who like really went through GWOT, man. I think it was a little different for you guys, obviously, because you guys were obviously student people, but or you know doing your job, but um doing your job, man. I think really like getting that experience and like seeing what they went through as well, and like, hey, man, like you know lean on them, man. Like Jay was somebody I could talk to because he's cool, man. And like first time, man. So he's seen a lot. So just
Yeah,
listening to his stories, I'm like, all right, man, you don't I thought I'd seen some crazy stuff. You didn't see some crazy stuff, man. So
yeah. Did he tell you
yeah,
about
just
our
leaning
first?
on those guys.
Did he tell you about our first firefight together?
Nah, he didn't. He actually didn't.
Ask him about it. He loves telling that story, dude. Like he was he got to us like to my platoon like 3 days or not even 3 days, probably like a day before, and then we got into a huge tick, man, and it was funny. It was just like ask him about it. He'll tell you about it. He loves telling that story. So, but you're right, dude. Like lean on people that had the similar experience, whether it's supply or shit, dude. I had a guy on that was a Marine and he was a mechanic, and they pulled him to go be an MP in the early stages of Iraq because they had nobody. They didn't have enough people.
Damn.
Like imagine like, hey, I'm gonna go sign up to be a Humvee mechanic, but in the middle of the war, you're like, nah, I'm gonna go be you're gonna be an MP. You're gonna go guard or EOD. You're gonna go out of patrol with EOD and shit like that. Like that's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, unfortunately, when you sign up for the military, man, they got you. So just
Yeah,
understanding that too, like understanding what you're signing up to do, man.
yeah.
If you understand that, then I think you'll be fine, man. But
Uh,
the new generation of warfighters is here, man, and it's a little different now. You know, the enemy's not really using guns; they're using drones and stuff like that to actually hurt us. So
yeah.
getting hip on learning that type of stuff, man. Hopefully, our technology can keep up with what's coming out, so we can defend these guys, man.
Yep. Well, Darren, I really appreciate this episode, man. It was a good conversation. I really, like I said, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. And this podcast is coming to an end here. And I mean, do you have any questions for me or anything like that, dude?
Nah, man. Appreciate you for having me, man. Anytime, bro.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we'll talk to you later, dude. And uh, there's a percentage on here. You just gotta wait till it uploads, and other than that, man, you're good to go, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, dog. Later.
All right, later.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. I know, like I said, people have multiple deployments, but this Afghanistan stuff really hit home for me on the evacuation or the pullout. And if you were in Afghanistan, if you served in Afghanistan, it kind of has like a different feeling. And if you have any emotions about it, or if you want to like, hey, want to vent about it or whatever, hit me up. And with that, we'll catch you on the next one.